All right, cool, cool. You guys see the screen and everything? Everything's good? So we're gonna get started with TransUnion, and this is gonna be really quick, guys. We're gonna dive right into TransUnion, then Experian, and then Equifax. And today I'm gonna cover account balance updates. So, who is this for? Now, I included this portion in every module, so I'm not gonna read it for every single module, but just to give you guys an idea, because in some cases, some people are only going to need to update it on TransUnion. Some people may need to do it on TransUnion and Experian. Some may need to do it on all three. And so, for the purpose of the students in this university having the access to going through and reading the material section by section, this is going to give you guys an opportunity to go through and update your balances by following this exact method, bureau by bureau. And so to cover everything, right? So if you're looking to have your updated credit card or loan balance to show up on your TransUnion credit report in days instead of weeks, then this is the right place for you. So while TransUnion doesn't advertise this process openly, they do accept documentation to manually update account balances when submitting through the direct portal. So what you will need to know is, you need to have a recent statement showing your current or paid off balance. So this would mean that if you guys have just paid off that credit card and you pull up your statement online through the website, you'll notice that in that statement, it's been updated. So you'll need a proof of payment, right? And the proof
The
of
proof of
payment
payment
is
is
specifically,
specifically,
hold on, let me
let me
mute
mute.
real quick. So the proof of payment specifically um, is there for you to be able to give them proof, as they will need that to make that update. And then you'll need to access the dispute center and in the update center on the portal to get
To
this
get this
actually
actually
processed.
processed.
I'm getting an
I'm getting an
echo.
echo.
Just gonna mute everyone, guys, because I'm getting an echo on my end.
My end.
All right. So this method is powerful, and it's basically one that you could use to apply for your credit profile within 3 to 5 days. It'll require you calling the bureaus to manually have it done once it's been submitted. And this is for users who are facing high utilization, don't want to wait until the next billing cycle. So if your billing cycle is on the 30th and you submit this on the 5th of that month, you won't have to wait the full 25 days for the next billing cycle to update for you to be able to implement this. You're going to want to submit this and then follow through with the phone script so that you can actually get the balance updated. Now, this is a fast track to improving your credit score once you've made the payment. And this is for individuals who paid that balance. This isn't for you to go and cheat the system. This is one that you're going to actually require some verification for. And you want to be very precise with your documentation. You're obviously going to be getting it from the creditor, so it will be legitimate. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to just walk through each individual portal step by step. And then at the end, we're just going to open it up for discussion. We're going to cover all the details. But for now, I'm going to go through each step-by-step portal, how it looks for each individual bureau. And then at the end of the call, we're going to create open dialogue, and we're going to dive deep into the benefits of doing this and cover all other questions and answers. So in regards to TransUnion, it's pretty straightforward. You want to log in to TransUnion. If you don't already have a TransUnion account, you're going to create a portal account, and it's typically free. And so once it's created, you'll be logging into the menu, and you want to start a new request. right at the bottom of the page, and you're going to move to step 2, right? And step 2 is you'll be brought to all of your accounts, and all your accounts are going to be listed as specifically whatever you have on your file. So if you have 3 credit cards and a loan, it'll show you 3 credit cards and a loan, and you want to select the one that you want to update. In this particular case, for this example, it's a JP Morgan card, and basically, once it was selected, we requested a dispute to be submitted. And once we selected dispute, it brought us to this page. And so now what it's asking us is if we have disputed this item in the past 120 days, and you want to hit no, right? You want to hit no once that option arrives, and it's going to move you to the next step after you hit continue, which is, why are you disputing this account? And you want to hit it is inaccurate, right? And once you select it as inaccurate, it'll bring you to the next step, which is you want to select the balance and / or past due amount /is incorrect. This is the option you're going to use when you're actually going through with this process. And you're going to copy and paste this exact script. Now, the only thing you're going to need to change is the previous balance and the updated balance as per the statement. And this should fit word for word, because if you look at this particular example, there's only 5 characters left, so it's going to fit exactly word for word. So you're just going to copy and paste it, change it to your specific situation. So if your previous balance was $500 and your updated balance is 0 because you paid it all in full, then you're going to say your previous balance is 500 and you want it updated to 0 as per the statement, because your statement is going to reflect that. You want to upload your ID, most current creditor bank statement as proof, and then make sure everything looks good, and then you're going to submit. And typically you just want to review everything, make sure you got the statement uploaded, the ID, and then everything looks clear and cut, right? And the account is the exact account you want to dispute, and it's not the wrong account. And so this is what you're making sure is 100% correct. And then you're going to wait 24 hours for them to receive the disputes. So you want to allow them to actually, for the system to actually process and receive it. You're going to call them to confirm it's been received after 24 hours. And once it's confirmed it's been received, that's when you can use the script to actually force their hand. Now, I'm going to cover the script later on, but first I want to go through the process because it's going to be different. And we need to actually dive deeper into that, right? And I also want Nair, he's actually here today. He's going to also share some input on that actual process when it comes to the script and calling in specifically. Now, when it comes to Experian, it's pretty straightforward. You'll log in. You'll be on your accounts page. You select the account, right? You want to start a dispute, right? And now it doesn't have to be negative account, guys. You're actually updating a positive account balance or even a negative account balance. You are starting a dispute. Now, the only way you're not going to be allowed to do this is if you currently have a dispute open and it says under dispute. Once it says under dispute status, then you can actually do this process via the Experian direct portal. You'll have to use a different method, which is the upload portal. And I can share that at a later time. But for now, I'm going through the actual websites. Step 2 is if you select inaccurate balance, right? Because it's an option that logically allows you to select inaccurate balance. Why? Because we are correcting the balance. So we're stating that the balance is inaccurate. In this particular case, it didn't actually allow for the balance to be updated. And so we had to find an alternative. And the alternative came out to be other reason, right? So it's going to ask you a couple of questions. So you're going to select other reason, and then it's going to ask you, do you believe this information in your credit report is a result of identity theft? You want to hit no. I don't believe this is identity theft. And then you're going to copy and paste the same script I shared here. And you'll notice here that it does the same. It gives you just enough to fit in the box, and it's copy and paste. You're going to do the exact same here. Copy, place your previous balance and your updated balance in the respective section and then submit it. And you want to upload your ID and most current creditor bank statement as proof. And so when you get to this section on the bottom here, it's going to ask you, do you want to attach documents? You're going to hit yes. And that's where you're going to upload your ID and most current creditor bank statement as proof. And then just make sure everything looks good and then submit. And so you're going to review everything. All looks good. You've got your documents. You got the statement. Now we're going to submit, wait 24 hours, call, and then use a phone script. Same method for Equifax. And so, as I mentioned before, this top section is redundant. And I did this for, like I said, individuals who are going through each individual module and are just looking specifically to dispute maybe one account, one bureau versus all three, or two bureaus versus all three. And this is my intention behind that. So now that we're on Equifax, you'll log in through the portal. And once you're logged in, you're going to actually navigate to Dispute Center. And once you're in the Dispute Center, you're going to select the Submit a Dispute. Select the account that you want, right? You're going to select the account. In this case, it was a JP Morgan card. And we hit, what issue do you want to dispute on this account? Last reported account status and account information. So that's what you're going to select and hit continue. The next section, you're going to actually select the box that states the balance or past due amount is not correct when they ask you what statement best describes the reason you are disputing this issue. So you're going to select this option, and then you're going to copy and paste this exact template here, right? And it's all going to fit. All of it was built out for it to fit in the boxes, and we're citing the exact law, right? As per 15 USC 1681A, CRAs must furnish accurate info. And because we're providing proof that is currently not accurate or up to date, it is their responsibility to update it and furnish accurate info. And so we're not getting super lengthy with this, guys. We're simply just providing the expectation, and we're providing the details around what needs to be updated. Simple and short. Upload your ID and the bank statement from the creditor. And once all of it's uploaded, you're now going to verify everything. Read the dispute to confirm everything is right? Confirm everything looks good, that you didn't make any mistakes, and it's the correct account that you want to update. And the reason I recommend you read is because once you've submitted it, that's a full-blown dispute you just submitted, and you can't actually go back and retract it. So you'll waste your time. So just making sure that you review it is going to help you save time and avoid mistakes. And then you're going to hit Submit Dispute. Now, once it's submitted successfully, you're going to get all this info here. It's going to confirm that it's been submitted and confirmed. And then you're going to a confirmation number, and then do the same thing. Wait until everything clears, processes, and then you are going to call the bureaus. And so I want to basically dive deep into a script that I put together I thought would be really helpful for you guys, and want you to use as you guys are navigating through this. But after I go through the scripts, we're going to open it up to discuss, because 𝐼𝐸 has used some strategies that has worked for him, and he is the guy for this particular method. You know, he's implemented it, and he knows what to say to them to get the result. And so, just so you guys could see, after this was implemented, it was a 121-point bump once the balance is